Once upon a time, in a small and bustling village, there lived a young girl named Mariam. Mariam was known throughout the village for her kindness and cheerful smile. Her long, wavy hair sparkled under the sun, and her laughter was as infectious as a case of the giggles. One sunny morning, Mariam was enjoying a delightful breakfast when her mother called out to her. "Mariam, dear, could you please take this basket of freshly baked bread to our neighbor, Mrs. Osman? She's not feeling well today." Without a moment's hesitation, Mariam jumped up from her seat, brushed the crumbs off her dress, and said, "Of course, mother. I'll put on my strongest shoes and run it over to her." So, with a spring in her step, Mariam thanked her mother for the basket filled with warm, aromatic bread, and set off down the cobblestone path toward Mrs. Osman's house. Along the way, she hummed a happy tune, greeting everyone she passed with her usual joy. When Mariam finally reached Mrs. Osman's cottage, she noticed the curtains were drawn, and everything looked unusually quiet. She gently knocked on the door and called out, "Mrs. Osman, it's me, Mariam. I've brought you something special." After a brief pause, the door creaked open, and there stood Mrs. Osman with a weary smile. Her eyes softened at the sight of Mariam and the basket of bread. "Oh, Mariam, you kind soul," Mrs. Osman said, her voice warm but feebly. "Thank you for bringing this to me. It really brightens up my day." Mariam giggled and replied, "I thought it might. And if you need anything else, I'll be right next door." Mrs. Osman's heart swelled with gratitude, and she invited Mariam inside for a cup of tea as they shared stories of the village. While Mrs. Osman sipped her tea, Mariam noticed how the plants in the window smiled down at them, swaying gently as if to say thank you for bringing warmth into the house. When it was time for Mariam to leave, Mrs. Osman patted her cheek kindly and whispered, "You have a gift, Mariam, and that gift is making others smile. Never lose it." Mariam promised she never would, and as she skipped back home, she felt a little more cheerful than before, knowing she had made one small corner of the world a little brighter. And from that day on, Mariam continued her mission to help neighbors and spread her infectious smile throughout the village, making everyone's day just a little bit better, one breadbasket at a time. The end.